They were there to make unforgettable memories, the kind that stick with you forever, but instead, this weekend camping trip turned into every parent's worst nightmare. We're going to tell you the incredible true story of how 9-year-old Charlotte Sena was snatched off her bike, held captive, then rescued 2 days later. And it's all thanks to some good old-fashioned police work, plus an amazing stroke of luck. You don't want to miss this roller coaster ride of a story, and be sure to stick around to the end to hear about two cold cases that might be linked to Charlotte's abduction. Your recap is starting right now. Welcome to True Crime Recaps. I'm Chris. We just want to take a second to thank you for being part of our community. Amy and I truly appreciate every single one of you. And if you're new here, remember to hit that subscribe button. We've got a lineup of jaw-dropping recaps coming your way, and you don't want to miss a single one. This story is straight out of the pages of a gripping crime thriller. 9-year-old Charlotte Sena and her family are having a great time on Saturday, September 30th, on a weekend camping trip at Moreau Lake State Park, just a stone's throw away from their home in upstate New York. As the afternoon is winding down, Charlotte joins her crew of pals on a bike ride around a popular loop. It's this quick little journey, maybe 5 minutes tops, cruising along a road with campsites all around. Her buddies call it a day at about 6 p.m., but the fourth grader asks if she can go around one more time by herself. Then the unimaginable happens. 15 minutes pass and there's still no sign of Charlotte. So her parents, David and Tricia, go out to look for her. They find Charlotte's bike pretty quickly, but their daughter is nowhere in sight. The hunt is on. They raise the alarm and nearby campers stop what they're doing to help search for the missing 9-year-old. The scene is absolutely chaotic. About 400 search and rescue heroes, along with their trusty bloodhounds, tirelessly comb a massive area spanning over 46 miles of thick woods and thousands of possible escape routes. The park is closed down. Every car is checked on the way out. Windows rolled down. Trunks open, but still there's no sign of Charlotte. As the hours go by, the odds of finding her are bleak, but the Sena family holds on to hope, refusing to imagine a life without little Charlotte. Investigators are determined to find her, no matter what it takes. Hours turn into days with no sign of Charlotte. Back at the Sena family home in Corinth, New York, state police have been guarding the house, warning off reporters and waiting to see if her kidnapper will dare to show up. In the darkness, just before dawn on October 2nd, they catch a break that changes everything. Police watch as a car pulls up to the mailbox around 4:30 a.m. Inside is a chilling ransom note demanding $50,000 for the little girl's safe return. Charlotte was forced to write the note herself, according to police. Little does the kidnapper know, this ransom note holds a vital clue that will lead to Charlotte's rescue. The kidnapper left behind a fingerprint. It's a rare stroke of luck. In a race against time, police try to identify the print. The fate of the young Charlotte hangs in the balance as her family and the entire community holds their breath. If the perp isn't in the system, this clue will lead nowhere. The moment of truth comes just hours later. There's a match. The fingerprint on the ransom note belongs to 46-year-old Craig Ross Jr., and the police know exactly where to find him. In 1999, Craig was arrested for a DUI. Fast forward to 2023, and the single father of 3 is living in a beat-up camper parked behind his mother's house 14 miles away in the tiny town of Milton, New York. At 6:30 p.m., just 14 hours after the ransom note was left, SWAT teams descend on Craig's camper. The 6'4" 275-pound Craig put up a fight. But you can't win against tactical squads determined to rescue a little girl. Huddled inside a cabinet, they find Charlotte, traumatized but alive. It was such an incredible moment, a true testament to the power of hope. It couldn't have turned out any better for the Sena family. Sadly, 2 other families lost their daughters in the same area, Saratoga County. Their killer has never been found. Now, police wonder if Craig Ross could be connected. 19-year-old Christina White and 18-year-old Jennifer Hammond were found dead just a few miles apart. It took a whole year to find Christina's skeletal remains after she disappeared in June 2005. She'd been stabbed, and her phone, wallet, and trusty knife she always had on her were missing. Jennifer was going door to door selling magazines when she was last seen in August 2003. Her co-workers dropped her off at the Creek and Pines trailer park in Ballston Spa, just around the corner from Craig Ross's mother's place. But Jennifer never showed up at the pickup spot to meet her ride home. She was in New York from Colorado, and her bus ticket home was never used. 6 years later, her skull was found near Lake Desolation Road, nearby Milton, New York. Police haven't shared how they think she was killed. Jennifer and Christina didn't know each other in life, but police believe their deaths are linked. But without any arrests, their murder mysteries went cold. With Charlotte's abduction, police are taking another look at those cases. Craig Ross has been in Saratoga County for decades. In September 2023, Craig Ross Jr. was investigated for allegedly sexually abusing a 12-year-old female relative, but he told police he didn't do it, and the case was closed. According to the Times-Union, the alleged abuse happened in 2022, but was first reported in 2023. Besides those allegations and the DUI arrest that helped cops ID his fingerprint, Craig was also accused of trying to strangle his girlfriend in 2017. She says she had to fight like hell to escape his clutches. He pleaded guilty to second-degree assault in that case. She speculated to Daily Mail that Craig may have been planning this for a while. A heavy tarp covered the windows of the rundown RV, making it impossible for anyone to see what was happening inside. She went on to say, quote, Craig is the type of person who can get right close to a child and sound really evil in their ear and scare them so they're quiet, because he used to do that with his daughter when she was little. He could have done that to Charlotte. He could have scared her so bad on the way to his mother's that she was absolutely quiet. Was Charlotte Sena the target of a sinister plot? Saratoga County is the fastest growing county in upstate New York, according to census data. So it's not clear if Craig had been keeping an eye on Charlotte. At one time, Craig Ross may have lived in a house just a short 2-mile drive from the Senas. He suffers from multiple sclerosis and doesn't have a job right now. Reports say his money problems allegedly forced him to move out of that property and into the trailer behind his mother's house just 4 weeks before the kidnapping. His money problems could be the motive behind the alleged kidnapping. And wait until you hear why Charlotte could have been targeted. It was common knowledge among the county's longtime residents that Charlotte's grandfather, Patrick Sena, won $2.2 million in a lawsuit against the small town of Greenfield, New York, back in 1998. Apparently, Patrick was sledding with his 7-year-old son, Charlotte's father, when they hit a bump and went flying. He fractured his spine and broke his pelvis in the accident. But you have to wonder how much of that settlement would still be around today, 25 years after the accident. Any connections Craig Ross might have to Charlotte Sena, Christina White, and Jennifer Hammond are being investigated. For now, Craig is charged with first-degree kidnapping. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with this and other developing cases. Thanks for spending some time with us today. Take care.
And that's your recap.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
If you like getting all the crime in half the time, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and the bell so you never miss a story.
We're here Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but don't go away. Catch up on more recaps right here, right now.
Until next time, take care.